Generation X. In general terms, those born between 1965 and 1980. Latchkey kids. Independent. Existentialism. Modern philosophy focusing on personal experience, human ability, and responsibility in an otherwise meaningless universe. We're the cause. This is the effect. We're the Gen X-istentialists. Welcome in, everyone, to the Gen X-istentialists podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
And we are here to expound on things extemporaneously from a Gen X point of view. If you've never listened before, what we typically do is spin Mega Wheel the Magnificent, upon which are placed 1,400 some odd topics, and whatever comes up at random, that's what we talk about. As I said, extemporaneous and fun. Bunny, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing okay. My voice is starting to crap out a little bit. See, folks, typically when we do this, we don't record a show per week. We get together, record a bunch, and set them up over time. So we're at the end of this particular recording session.
Yeah.
And the other thing about it is, in between shows, we're talking. So literally for like 4 hours now, we've been just talking nonstop. Mm-hmm. So we're feeling it. But we're going to give Mega Wheel a spin. And Mega Wheel says our first topic is... Come on now. What's one thing you would change about yourself? That seems like one we've done before. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to kill that one.
I would change that topic.
I would change that topic and take it off the screen. I did remove it. I wonder if it's actually removing when I tell it to remove them.
I don't know.
That's the thing I'm not sure of. Okay. This is similar to some we've done, but it is different. What's the most awkward first date you've ever been on?
Awkward first dates are my specialty. I could tell you an awkward date that comes to mind, not so much a first date.
Yeah. But
I had suckered this girl into dating me for a couple of weeks by this point. We went to Devou Park, as was the custom at the time. Devou Park is this large urban park. It's a little oasis in the urban jungle. And there's an area that has a band shell, like an old school 1940s, 30s band shell.
Amphitheater with the big grassy hill behind it.
Exactly. And there's like a grassy bowl. And we're feeling fanciful and stupid as young people are. And we decide that we're going to have fun and we're going to roll down the hill. So
really?
Yeah.
Like from the top?
From the top.
Oh, good Lord.
So we roll down the hill, and we're quite wet by the time we get to the bottom. And then we notice there are signs on the grass that say, please keep off the grass. They sprayed it for weeds and whatever. So we were like, ugh. So that sucks. So we got back in my car, and we're driving back, and I start feeling really bad.
Yeah.
Like really just not good, like kind of nauseous and all that. And I mentioned to her, I'm like, I'm kind of feeling pretty lousy. I think I'm going to head home. And she's like, yeah, I think that's a good idea. We get back and we're both vomiting in my backyard because we poisoned by pesticides or whatever that we've been rolling around in. So that was the first time I got this young lady in bed, was because we were in bed together from being sick for the evening. And she's continued to date me after that, which I'm shocked about. But that was a pretty awkward way to end the evening.
Trauma binds people.
It does.
It's not just something in movies and TV.
Maybe that's why my wife's been with me for 20-some years, is that all the trauma. Yeah, that's going out with me, ladies, is like going to war. Hoorah.
If you survive, you're stuck.
Yeah. How about you? What's an awkward date for you?
Awkward... See, I've never dated a lot. And I don't know that I've had anything awkward on a date. I did have a date with a girl. This was early in college. And literally the restaurants, because I had backups in mind, thankfully, that I had planned to take her to, had closed. Like... it just closed. Like, we got there and it's closed. Go to the backup. They had a fire a couple nights before. It was closed. And that leads to, okay, we know this whole date has gone awry. It's gone down the wrong path. What are we going to do now? We ended up going to the Anchor Grill.
Oh.
And eating there.
And we should inform viewers who are not from around here, have never heard of the Anchor Grill. Anchor Grill is what is affectionately called a dive bar.
Yeah.
It has all sorts of dancing animatronics and drunk idiots and fries with gravy and all sorts of amazing
fries with
things.
Gravy are a reason to go.
It's true.
If
It's not in a good section of town either. It's kind of a seedy.
It's at the end of Main Strasse in Covington, Kentucky. And
it's a seedy section of town.
The Anchor Grill is great, though, because of the animatronic band that is up in the corner. The fries with gravy. But it was much better when there was the White Castle across the street. Because at that point in time, like if you finished a gig, you're with a band, you finish your gig up in Clifton around UC's campus, and you're hauling your gear back. It's like 2 a.m. What's open? Well, Anchor Grill's always open. We may doze, but we never close. White Castle was always open, and the thing to do was to go eat one of the two places, and afterwards, you might as well, at that point, you might as well just stay up until the sun comes up and just watch the drunks weave in and out of the White Castle, cross the street against the lights and things like that. So, yeah, that was...
So you took your date to the Anchor.
Yeah, we ended up going to the Anchor Grill, and as you can well imagine, that was one date. That was it.
That was it, huh?
Yeah,
she wasn't impressed by that. Huh?
No, never had to go out again.
My favorite thought of the Anchor Grill is I remember going, this was not with a date, but with some friends, and we're sitting there just having a conversation. The little girl next to us goes, "Look, Mommy, the mouse." That was the exciting thing. And she's pointing at a mouse that's just running across the top of the wainscoting.
Yeah.
You know, just it's not even hiding. It's just, here I am. I'm a mouse in broad daylight.
Well,
yeah.
Was it ever really broad daylight in there?
Nah, not really. It was kind of smoky haze light.
Wood paneling, dark, like light bulbs that were on their last legs.
Yeah. Kind of like a putt-putt golf course.
Yeah.
Like light bulb.
Yeah.
It yellowy, sort of.
Usually if you ended up at the Anchor Grill, and I would imagine it's the same these days, it's because you've made a serious logistical error in your food-seeking
Notice
endeavors.
the linguistics Scott keeps using. If you ended up at the Anchor Grill, it's like the last resort.
Well, yeah, it's never your first choice. Yeah. It can't be. If it is, dude, really, it's where you go when you realize it's 2 a.m. There's nothing else open.
Yeah.
I mean, what other choice do we have? We're going to the Anchor Grill. So we're going to give Mega Wheel of Magnificent another spin, see if we can come up with a topic nearly as good, if not better, than that one. And we're spinning and spinning, and we've got, perfect birthday celebration. We've done that before.
Fuck birthdays.
Seriously, birthdays are no good. But this is the perfect time to say, how's it feel, old man? Because right now, as we speak, Bunny is a year older than me.
It's true. You're going to hate it.
And I'm going to spin again because that was another topic that we've had before.
All right.
And Mega Wheel is going to give us... Come on. Are there any exciting projects you're currently working on?
No. Said in the most unexciting fashion I could come up with. No.
I do, but one of them is in its nascent stages musically. I've got another one that may be a restart, and I've got one that I'm actually working on. So I don't know what's going to happen. Just looking for new musical stuff. Okay. What was the most challenging part about growing up in your family?
The most challenging part of growing up in my family, I can't think of anything that was too challenging. I hate to be like that. I never had any pressure put up on me to, you have to get a scholarship. Oh, you have to do better. Oh, you have to play sports. You have to, there was none of that. Yeah. There was no one managing my schedules the way some kids nowadays are ferried from one
play dates,
miserable thing to another, this is going to sound like a cop-out, and I'm sorry, but my childhood was freaking idyllic.
Mm.
I miss it every day.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. So.
I tend to agree. I don't think there was anything particularly challenging about growing up in my family. As we said during an earlier episode we recorded today, my family always supported my endeavors. They offered advice, but what I wanted to do, if put the effort in, put the work in, and go do it. But I will say this, that from talking to other friends, because you and I are both only children.
Yeah.
Typically, when people I know talk about stuff that was challenging when they were growing up, it usually has to do with siblings. Mm-hmm. It's sometimes it's parents and unreasonable expectations, things like that. But it's often siblings, like, oh, my brother was a jerk, or my sisters would always mess around with me and stuff like that. And
well, how about you, dear listeners out there? How about you let us know what was the most challenging thing about your childhood? Put it in the comments at our Mixcloud page, or drop us a line on Facebook and just let us know, and maybe we can get a topic or something from that. We can get a dialogue going, as the PR people say today.
Absolutely. Let's talk. And that would be the Morning Pizza Radio Collective Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And leave us a comment here on Mixcloud where you're listening to it. And, of course, that's another one that we've had before. So I'm spinning Mega Wheel as we're talking.
I think I'm going to bring you my version of Mega Wheel next time and have you spin that, because I'm pretty sure it's different than the one you're seeing.
Well, I mean, it's the same website. It's just like, I don't know why it's coming up with stuff that I've already taken off. Okay, so topic. Favorite songs then and now.
Whew.
So let's narrow it. Your favorite song pre 1995 and favorite song post 1995.
That's hard to say. I had a lot of songs that I listened to. Here's the thing: I'm not as huge of a music aficionado as the person sitting across from me. Where he has definite favorites and has a lot of love for specific bands and all that. I was really pretty much a polyamorous music lover, I guess. I don't know. I liked all sorts of things. It'd be much easier to tell you a favorite song from a specific band. But what's a song that I listened to prior to 95 that still kind of moves me in a way? Mm-hmm. Is a song, All right, I'm going to do the unspeakable on this one. I'm going to pass this over to my cohort. Bunny's extemporaneous button just kind of broke on this one, because I don't really have a favorite band or a favorite, anything. I just listen to I graze. Yeah. I'm the cow of music. Let's move this over to Scott.
And suddenly I'm picturing musical udders being sucked upon with ears.
Teats and toots.
Yeah, the worst album cover ever. So pre-1995, and I have to preface this by saying, if you ask me the same question tomorrow, the answers could be radically different. So pre-1995, I will give you two. The first one would be the song Only the Good Die Young by Iron Maiden. It's the last song on Seventh Son of a Seventh Son. Because I think lyrically, musically, it is the culmination of everything that Maiden was building to and what they could do at that point in time. And lyrically, it's just absolutely brilliant. The other one, for kind of the same reason, is The Chauffeur by Duran Duran. Okay. Because musically, texturally, Simon's vocal, it's everything they were building toward with the first couple albums going into that. It's just a brilliant, brilliant song.
The music video has tits in it. Oh,
that always helps. That always helps. Post 1995, again, I'll give you two. The first will be from a band called Riverside, Polish progressive rock band. If you listen to my other show, Chaotic Designs Radio, you've probably heard them. It's a song called Lost, and it's 7 minutes of just wonder. It's dynamic, the lyrics are intriguing, and just the groove and the song is just amazing. The other one would be, and We said 1995. That's actually pre-95. So I may have to rethink. I may just have to go with Riverside and Lost. I was going to say is Midnight Oil, the song King of the Mountain. But that was on Blue Sky Mining, and that's late 80s. So, but it's weird because for me, I typically listen to a lot of different stuff. There's just a wide expanse of different music all the time. But literally, as we sit here today, for the last 4 to 6 weeks, the only bands I've listened to, and I've flip-flopped back and forth, are Riverside and Midnight Oil. Don't know why. That's just been where my head's been at, and that's all I've been listening to, which is really weird for me. But yeah, that would be my take on favorite songs.
Okay.
So, favorite song by Duran Duran then. I'll throw that to you for this one.
Okay. Favorite song by Duran Duran is probably Hold Back the Rain.
Okay, yeah.
I like that song a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd probably be the choice for there. Shadows Are on Your Side.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good song. New Moon on Monday.
Love New Moon on Monday.
Great song. So it's easier when you give me a band, I guess, because like I said, I'm listening to all sorts of things. Like just today on the way here, I listened to Guided by Voices and Creator. So that's the kind of music mix I have going on right now. So it's all over the place.
Okay, favorite song by Iron Maiden.
Favorite song by Iron Maiden would probably be Somewhere in Time.
Okay.
I like that one. I also like Wasted Years. I know it's kind of a cop-out because it's a popular song, but I'm not as deep of a devotee to Iron Maiden as my cohort here is. So those would probably be my two that come to mind that I enjoy listening to.
Awesome. And hey, that's another one for listeners.
Yeah.
Leave us a comment. Favorite song or favorite band?
Back us up here. Help us out. We're struggling through these questions.
Give us your ideas.
Yeah.
So we are going to give Mega Wheel of Magnificent a spin. I think we should do that on the next time we record. Mm-hmm. You run Mega Wheel, and then I'm the one getting hit with the topics.
All right.
In front.
I can do that. That'd be great.
And we're still waiting for Mega Wheel to wind down. Or is it that another topic we've already done came up and I had to remove it? That might be the case too, folks. So, I think we've done this too. When was the last time you had a big fail moment?
When was the last time you had a big bowel movement?
That would be this morning at about 5 a.m.
Boom, like clockwork, baby.
Yeah, I'm not even going to count that. I know we've done that before, so I'm giving Mega Wheel another spin here. Come on, give us something good. Give us something good. What boundary do you have a more challenging time reinforcing?
Saying no. It's a nebulous boundary, but I think that's something that we talk about friends on the show a lot, and we have a friend named Tim who I absolutely admire, like nobody's business, for his ability to simply say no.
Agreed.
The man can say no, and he can give you no reason at all. He'd just be like, no, I don't want to do that. Or no, I can't do that. And he just drops it. And that is a powerful ability, my friend. I'm telling you, if you're listening out there, that's something that I absolutely respect you for. That and just being able to just take off and go wherever you want by yourself. Truly admirable qualities in my eyes. But I have a very hard time saying no still because I feel like I have to give an explanation. And then I give this long-winded explanation that nobody cares about because all they heard was no.
Yeah.
That is something that, and I will say running my own business has helped a ton.
Because you have to.
Yeah. And going through the death of my parents has helped immensely. I know it sounds ghoulish and weird, but there was a point where my nicety belt broke. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I don't have time to deal with this crap in my life. Yeah. I finally turned into an adult, maybe, is a weirder way of saying it, where it was like I wasn't people-pleasing anymore. Yeah. I wasn't going the extra mile for clients. I wasn't going the extra mile for friends things I didn't want to do, things I felt uncomfortable with. parties and events that I didn't feel like attending. I just didn't.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I'm not really interested. It's not really my scene.
Yeah.
And I know that upset some people. I know that probably still upsets some people. I have members of my extended family who think I don't like them because I don't attend some of their functions out of state.
Right.
It's absolutely not the case. I love you guys. I love you all. You are wonderful people. But some things I just don't feel comfortable doing anymore. And I feel like it's better for me not to be a part of things than it is for me to be there and not having a good time, because it shows.
Yeah.
And that'd probably make you feel even worse if I showed up and I had a crappy look on my face the whole time.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because I didn't like you. It was because I didn't like the situation I was in. Those kind of things. That's what you talk about. You had posted something a while back on Facebook about attending shows or parties or events and stuff, and how you felt bad about not wanting to do it anymore.
Yeah.
But you didn't feel like doing it anymore.
Yeah.
I think there comes a point where you have to take accountability about what is best for you and your mental and physical health. And that's saying no is something that I've struggled with, but is a boundary that I'm starting to get better at building that wall. How about you?
Jumping off from that, what I posted was that I kind of realized one morning that the reason I was so tense at the time was because of some shows that were coming up that friends of mine had, or just concerts in general. I'm a musician. I should love going out to concerts. I should love going out and seeing and hearing bands play music. I generally don't, because I don't like crowds. I get twitchy when there's a big group of people. I never liked going to parties for the same reason. I'm uncomfortable in those situations. It's different if I'm in a band that's playing, because then I can hang out and back. I can tune my basses 15, 20, 30 times before we have to go on stage, because that keeps me back away from the people that are there. I can focus on other things, and then I can get up, play, then pack up my stuff, and I can go. I always try when I'm in that situation to stay for other bands that are playing, but it's just me. And actually recognizing that in myself, I think, was a step toward being able to say no. It's not because I don't like you. It's not because I don't like your band. I've bought your CDs is typically the thing. If one of my friends' bands puts something out, I'm going to buy it because I want to support them. Am I going to come to every show? Probably not. And being honest with myself about that look, I'm not going to go because I don't want to. I'm not going to enjoy it. And honestly, even as far as playing music, I like playing live. Always have. I like it. I don't love it. I would much rather be in the studio. I would much rather be creating and composing new stuff with my band or with other people. I would much rather be recording and experimenting in the studio. Yeah, you've got to go out and promote it. You've got to play live some and promote it. But just some bands and some people that play like every couple weeks, eventually you burn people out, because especially if you're an original band, if you're playing in the same area, the same city every couple weeks or every couple months, people can only come out so often. So there's a lot there. And I think that boundary of I'm going to do what's right for me. I'm not going to make myself miserable. If I go to see a band, it's because I really love the band. Mm-hmm. Or I really feel like I owe it to the people in the band, like they've supported me on stuff, so I'm going to support them.
Sure.
So yeah, I agree, and especially with Tim, the fact that he can just go, nope, not doing it, is incredibly admirable, because very few people do that. Typically what happens is people go, oh yeah, I'll be there, and then they just never show up. I mean, that's the thing with being in a local band. You tell 100 people about your show, one might show up. Everybody said they will, but one might actually show up. That's just typical of playing music. But that would be the boundary for me too. Cool. Is being honest with myself, to myself, and about myself with that kind of stuff. So that pretty much brings us to the end of this show. This has been the Gen X-istentialists. If you'd like to get in touch, leave us a comment here on the Mixcloud page upon which you are listening to us. Final thoughts, Bunny?
No. No, just that's my boundary, darn it. No, it's
that was perfect.
Yeah.
This has been the Gen X-istentialists. My name's Scott.
I'm Bunny.
We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.